Hey everyone, I've got a very empowering message for you guys, one that might kind of trigger a few of you guys with the terminology that I'm going to use today, but I hope that you get the message and it really makes you wake up, because that's why I'm going to be using some of the language that I am today, because I want you guys to be empowered. I want you to be able to understand why you do what you do, and to realize what you may be doing so that you can free yourself and stop going down paths that are unhealthy for you and everyone after you. All right, so that is why today's message is all about prostitution, but not in your general sense. All right, so that's my topic for today, is that prostitution is not limited to the selling of our bodies for financial gain, and it's here to teach us self-esteem and self-respect. So before I dive into self-esteem and self-respect, I want to articulate exactly what I mean when I talk about prostitution, and I'm not talking about selling your body for finances. All right, so that's where we run into some problems, because a lot of us think that is what prostitution is, right? And we discount and disregard the many ways that we are prostituting ourselves every single day. All right, so that's what I want to dive into with you guys. So stay tuned for this one. Make sure that you are being open and honest with yourself. When I came across this work, and I came across it through an incredible human being by the name of Caroline Myss, with her archetype work. And, that was many years ago. That was probably, it might have been about 2-3 years ago now, when I had to realize, I had to make a revelation as to how I was prostituting myself. And it was a really rude awakening. And my hope for you is that you get that rude awakening today, because although it was rude, at the time it did actually make me cry, I was pretty emotional about discovering this, but it was one of the most empowering moments of my life to realize how I was prostituting myself, and not just getting caught up in the one way of prostitution. So what it's all about, okay? So at the end of the day, there's many ways that we can prostitute ourselves. And as I said, today's topic's not about the physical selling of your body, but really it's when we compromise our morals and our ethics for some external gain. When we sell out our truth, for something in the external world, whether it be financial, whether it be some sort of payoff, some sort of social stature, some sort of protective mechanism. Because at the end of the day, the reasons why we prostitute ourselves is for survival. So Caroline Myss would talk into the 4 archetypes of survival. I've done an amazing masterclass on this one, guys. So if you have seen it, you guys who are already in the Limitless Potential Academy, you already know what I'm talking into today. But for those of you who aren't aware of the 4 archetypes of survival, you can check out the work of Caroline Myss, or you can come and join us in the Academy, because I've done a whole masterclass on this and how to apply it to your lives. But I'm going to give you the big juicy bits today. But ultimately, these 4 archetypes of survival, the prostitute being one of them, there are ways in which we engage in different behavior so that we can protect ourselves in a world, right? So as I said, prostitute's just one of them. We use the archetype of the victim, we become the victim for survival. That's a big one of them. We also become the saboteur when we're sabotaging our own success. We also have a child archetype, where we're just being a child, we're not growing up, we're not taking responsibility. And the one I want to talk to you guys about today is the prostitute archetype. Now, the reason I want to talk about this is because I have made some deeper revelations about different communities that I've been in, and what's our commonality? How did we get here? How did we believe this? How did we end up here? And this has been the key part that I've discovered, that we've all been engaging in prostitution. We've been selling out in order to fast track success. We've been selling out our truth, our integrity, in order to actually, get some sort of payoff, but it's at the expense of our health, and what's true to us. So sorry if I can speak properly today. I've done so much talking today, my brain is going nuts. But the thing is, with this prostitution, right? Anytime you are selling out your truth, your integrity, your morals, your ethics for any outside external gain, then you are prostituting yourself, and it ain't gonna end well for you. This plays out for so many people in their relationships, in their marriages. They stay in a marriage that is not healthy for either people, but they stay there because they're worried about, what it's going to look like financially, or for whatever reason, or what other people are going to say and think, so they stay in an unhealthy dynamic at the expense of their soul, at the expense of what's healthy for them, what's true for them, and they're getting some external gain for that. All right. Some people do it in their jobs, right? And they stay in jobs that, really endanger their well-being, right? And it's because they want that financial security. Or what I've been seeing is people staying in unhealthy communities out of fear of being publicly ridiculed, humiliated, or having their reputation put on the line. Also their investments put on the line. And a big place I see this in a lot of different, if you think about some institutions. Now, I don't want to offend anybody, that's not my purpose, but when I've gone through these different communities and circumstances and made the connections with the patterns, you start to kind of feel a bit of a cult-like existence, right? And, I don't know enough about certain different religious groups. Like the one I'm going to talk to right now is Scientology. So take this with a grain of salt. I've watched a documentary of it. I don't really know anything about Scientology, but the way it was depicted in this documentary that I watched was exactly like the prostitute archetype playing out in many other communities that I've been able to witness and experience now. And so what happens in using Scientology as the example here, they bring people in and you get this experience of personal development and, oh, wow, this is changing my life. This is really good stuff. And then, you get more financially invested, and then you put more and more effort, and then you get further into the rabbit hole. So you've gone more into it. You've gained some value from it. So you're sold, you're in it, you're investing more, and then things start to get a little more weird, right? The information that these people were getting fed in Scientology, it's like, okay, started with personal development. Now it's getting a little bit weird. Like it's, I don't know, these aliens and all sorts of stuff, right? And all this is going on. But by this stage that you're getting this sort of information, you're thousands upon thousands of dollars invested. Your family's invested in it. It's all going on. And the people who do stand up and step out of these sort of environments like Scientology, they end up being ostracized from their community. They lose all their money. They lose their job that's connected with this. And they lose their families and their family connection because all their family is invested in this mentality. All right. So this is just one arena where we can, people can, even if they're starting to get the clues, they're starting to actually understand the weirdness that's at play, the unethical practices that are at play, the breaking of their morals and their ethics and their integrity and all this stuff. But they're so invested now that they just don't want to hear that, and they don't want to have to deal with that because they're terrified of what they could lose. And this is where the prostitute archetype steps in. So these people end up selling themselves out, selling out on their morals, their ethics, their integrity, their self-respect and their self-esteem, purely because of external gains, and they don't want to lose that, right? But what you end up doing is creating havoc in your internal world. I like to say that you can have, you can have all this, stability in your external world, right? But if it's at the expense of what's true to you, you're going to have a bunch of chaos inside, and sometimes when you step up and you step out and you have stability within yourself, you end up creating some chaos in your external world. And this has happened every single time in my life where I have had to leave the prostitute archetype behind. That might have been where I realized I was staying too long in a relationship. I was staying too long in a job. I was on a career path that absolutely did not match me at all and was always for the expectations of other people around me. I've had to, realize the investments sometimes that I've made and then have to think, holy crap, right? I could lose all my money here, or I could keep going, and I could lose all of my integrity. Right? And, to me, I'd rather have the chaos in the external world and have the stability in my internal world than ever the other way around. Why? Because I've experienced what it feels like and how your life is when you have chaos inside, because you're trying to keep it cool and keep it calm and do everything everybody expects of you, and and at the expense of what's true for you. I know what that feels like. It ain't no life to live, and so me talking into this is, something that I want us to understand so that, we can actually get to a mature part within ourselves that, says and just radiates, I'm not for sale. Right? Like there's no buying me, right? I have full integrity within myself, right? And so most of us don't have that though. And the lesson that we're being trying to be given to us is actually around our self-esteem and self-respect, because we invite circumstances to come into our lives when we that challenge us to go, you know what, I'm not for sale. When we are lacking in our self-esteem and lacking in our self-respect, when we need to up-level the standard that we're holding ourselves to. So when those circumstances come into your existence, when you are presented with those circumstances that would require you to sell out your ethics, your morals, your integrity, I want you guys, and myself included, to always be the quality of person who is strong enough to say no. No matter what you may perceive you will or won't lose in your external world, I guarantee you, if you stop looking externally and you start going internally and you align yourself with full integrity so that you can be the quality of person that is absolutely proud of yourself for the way that you operate out there and behind closed doors, that is your guarantee towards self-esteem, self-respect, and reaching your potential and achieving true success, not fake success, and not being, validated by a world out there who would love for you to just sell yourself out, for their advantage. You need to be that role model. If you're the quality of person who's already established that energy about you that is like, I am not for sale, right? If you've got that, congratulations. I am so proud of you, because it doesn't come easy. It's not something we're born with. We're born into a world where we're reliant on external sources to keep us in survival, right? To actually grow and stay alive, right? But over time, we have to become the adults who take full responsibility for our own survival, and not just to survive, but actually to thrive into our potential, all right? And so the way that we need to do that is we need to experience things that will challenge us, that will present the opportunity. Do you sell yourself out, or do you step forward and say, you know what? No, I don't care what repercussions in my external world there are. If it goes against what's internally right for me, no chance is that happening. All right. And that, my friends, when you get that level of empowerment within yourself, it doesn't matter. All those fears that you had, all those insecurities that you had, all those things where you thought, oh my gosh, if I don't do this though, like I'm not going to get what I want. I'm not going to have the love. I'm not going to have the success. I'm not going to have the finances, whatever you think you will miss and you're so terrified of losing. I guarantee you that the moment that you step into full integrity with yourself, despite all those fears, is the moment that you become the person who cannot lose anything. All right. And I guarantee you that's your pathway to true depth of connection, to true success, to true meaningful contribution to the world, and to true fulfillment. Because anything that you gain from a place of prostitution, right, selling your truth out for somebody else out of fear, insecurity, wanting some sort of security in some regard, or finances, I guarantee you, if you become that person who does that, any success that you generate from that place, having that as the foundation, you will not be able to appreciate within yourself. All right, I guarantee you, you'll always have a question mark around it, and you'll never feel like anything is good enough, right? Don't go down that path. Know who you are, know what you want, know what you value, know what is right and wrong in your books, and be the quality of person who steps up despite the repercussions from external people. I guarantee you it is the best pathway for your empowerment, and that is what I truly want for each and every one of you guys. All right, so really understand these archetypes, use them as a way of understanding yourself and others, and I will put out a post for you guys in the coming days that will give you some questions to ask yourself to really identify how this is playing out in your life, okay? Because it's really important, and I hope that me sharing this with you guys is going to empower you, because I see so many of us, myself included, I've fallen into this trap many times where we do sell out our truth, because we're frightened, or because we're trying to keep some sort of financial security or love or something in our external world we think and perceive that we will lose, and we sell out on our truth, and all that does is serve to diminish our self-esteem and our self-respect. And if you get stuck in that loop and that cycle, it's really a downhill game. So make now the time that you identify where you've been prostituting yourself, selling your truth out, and to decide today that you are no longer going to do that. No matter how scary you think it is, as I said, the moment you align with your truth is the moment you will have the courage and become the person who can deal with whatever is thrown at you in the external world. Guaranteed. All right. Oh my gosh, another one of those rants. So I can't wait to check in with you guys. So please drop me a comment. Let me know where in the world you're tuning in from. Say hi. Any words of wisdom. You guys know I love and appreciate when we make this a co-creation. You join in the conversation. Other people can learn from your experiences and your words of wisdom. And, or if you have any questions, please do drop me a comment. And if this message is of value, please do share it. I really do appreciate that. I want to be on this journey to empower myself so I can empower other people, and I rely on you guys to hopefully share anything that is of value so that other people who I might not otherwise get to connect with do receive a message of value that can help to empower them as well. All right, so I want to check in with you guys. I've got Damien in the house, and Walter, and Josie, and Alex, and Jared, and Giannis Calimera. Good to see you. And Judy's here, and Farine, yay, and Donna, yay, and Julie, and Daryl. If you work on your goals will go to work on you. If you go to work on your plan will go to work on you. Whatever good things we build end up building us. From the incredible Jim Rohn. Daryl, I always appreciate your sharing of amazing quotes from extraordinary human beings who, these people like Jim Rohn, what a great example of a true leader. Somebody who genuinely had people's best interests at heart. And the reason why we know that is because his teachings have stood the test of time, right? Many, many years on, and years to come will the words of Jim Rohn resonate with our souls, because he comes from a true place of genuine desire for the best of everybody else. And I love that. And so I extra love that quote there, Daryl. And Jared's here as well. Farine, I'm loving that this is resonating with you, beautiful. And Zara's here, and Andy, and Natalie, awesome. And Jerry from Quebec City, Canada, 1:30 in the morning today. All right, got you a little bit earlier. You're on night shift again. Wow, awesome. Always good to see you, Jerry. And Jared, you are a universal star, my friend. Absolutely love your direction, purpose, and values. Thank you. I so appreciate your kind compliments there, Jared. Touched my heart, my friend, and always so grateful to have you here and joining. Thank you so much. And Bank, love that you're listening. Hope this resonated with you. And Simon's here, and Kane, and Mahmoud, and Hon, and Sophie. Great to see you. And Hon, watching live from Uganda. That is so cool. I love it. And shared to some groups. Thank you for a great message. I'm so grateful to hear that. And thank you for giving me such a gift of sharing these messages. The best gift that you can possibly give me is to share in any way, in any direction in which you find people would find some value. So thank you so much, Hon. Or it might be Yoweri. Can you let me know which your first name is? Because I see you join a lot and I'd love to call you the right name. And Bonnie, awesome. Doe, I've missed it. Have to go back to the beginning. I hope you do catch the recording, Bonnie, and get a ton of value from today's message. I love that you're showing up. Thanks for being here. And Dwan, I needed to hear this. Thank you. You are so welcome, beautiful. I'm grateful that this message has hit you at the right time, and always love and appreciate hearing that. And Florence, live from Uganda. Awesome to see you. So cool that people are tuning in from all across the world. So I hope that this message has absolutely resonated with you. And you are going to remember that prostitution is not limited to selling of our bodies for financial gain. And it's here to teach us self-esteem and self-respect. Okay, never sell out your truth. Know who you are, know what you want, know what your values are, and do not let anybody sell you into anything that goes against them. Okay, be the quality of person who can stand tall with integrity and say, you know what, I'm not for sale. All right, that is such an empowered place to be. And Hon, call me Joel. Awesome. Hon is an abbreviation of honorable. And Yori is translated to Joel. Thank you, Joel. That's awesome. Thank you so much for letting me know. And I will be sure to remember to call you Joel next time I see you live. So guys, thank you so much to everybody who's been able to join me live. So much love, so much appreciation to each and every one of you. And as always, I'm sending you guys all of my love, light, blessings, gratitude, energy, enthusiasm, everything extraordinary coming to you to wherever you are in the world today. I really do hope that it's beautiful, amazing, and extraordinary, that you're doing something super empowering, and today's message has absolutely served you. And thanks again for everybody joining me live. Hope this has definitely made your day and got you thinking. And as I said, in the next couple of days, I'll be shooting out a message for you guys, which will give you some questions to help you to identify where in your life you are selling yourself out, so that, you know, from that place of awareness, you can transform, okay, and start living your life from a true leadership place, from a place of strength. And that's what I wish for each and every one of you guys. So much love, and I cannot wait to see you tomorrow.